If you are struggling to make sales in your print-on-demand business and don't know what you should be doing, it seems like you are putting a lot of effort in with not a lot of return, you might just be missing out on one of the best free marketing strategies out there. This strategy helped me get out of Merch by Amazon Tier 10 in just a week and has also helped me create multiple best-selling products on both Etsy and Amazon using this strategy. It's nothing fancy, simply just marketing some of your print-on-demand products on social media sites. In print-on-demand, I see that there are three big players that you could be utilizing to actually bring more traffic and get more sales to your products. Those are Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. All of them have a little bit of a different strategy, so in this video, I am going to lay out what I would be doing to market my products on all of those different sites, letting you know which one might work best for your needs and your business. At the end of the video, you'll have all the tools you need to get started on Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook so that you can bring more traffic to your products and get more sales, leading to more profit in your print-on-demand business in 2023 and beyond. I'm Hannah, and on this channel, I share about all things print on demand and making passive income. So if that's something that you're interested in, I would love it if you'd subscribe down below. There are tons of gurus out there that are going to tell you that social media is totally useless in marketing your print on demand products. While I do think that ultimately we all want that glorious organic traffic that is going to bring us sales to our products every single day without having to lift a finger, I think that social media is actually a great tool to help you start generating that organic traffic that is going to bring you profit in the long run. While it is a little bit more work up front, I definitely think that this has really helped boost some of my best-selling listings up in front of people so that they actually can start ranking by themselves. All three of these strategies for each different social media platform I personally think work better with more of a niche-centered store than a general store. While I think that you can have success in either of those different types of stores, a niche store is really going to help you be able to find the exact type of customers that you're going to want to traffic. If you do try to do these strategies with more of a general store, it's going to be hard to find your ideal customer who is going to be interested in all of your products across the board. So I think it's really important to find a niche that you are familiar with, have a little bit of knowledge in, and feel comfortable designing multiple different products in that one niche. This could be something like bread baking, nursing, teaching, even a type of dog. There are hundreds of different niches, so think about the things that you're interested in. If you are going to be bringing some of your own traffic to these listings, while it's good to think of a niche that doesn't have a ton of competition, you can go for a little bit more competitive niches because you are going to be working to actually get those eyeballs on your listings when they are first listed. The first social media platform that I am going to go over marketing on is Instagram. Instagram, in my opinion, is going to be the easiest for you to get started and to start seeing traction on because it definitely has the lowest barrier of entry for either of the other platforms. I go over my complete Instagram strategy in this video here, so if you want a really in-depth step-by-step guide, I would definitely watch this video next. But basically, once you have picked a niche that you are comfortable designing in, you are going to create an Instagram page that basically is going to act as a brand or a shop for your items. If I were going to create a store all in that bread baking niche, I might call it something like Beautifully Baked Boutique. You want it to really sound like a real store. Before you even open your shop, it's important that you do have several listings in this particular niche. I think if you even just have 4 good designs that would be in something like that bread baking niche or whichever niche you choose, that would definitely be enough to start with. So make sure those are uploaded to your platform of choice, whether that is Etsy, Amazon, Redbubble, or some other print-on-demand site that you want to be driving traffic to. Fill out your profile and profile picture with things that you see that other boutiques are doing as well that reflect what your niche is about, and mention that customers can shop all of your products in this link that you will put in the description. Make sure you also have a brand photo with your name in it as well. Once you have everything set up for your Instagram page, this is where you're actually going to begin creating photos that you're going to post for your boutique that you're creating. The one paid tool that I think works really well for this part of the process is something called Place It. On Placeit, you are going to be able to create thousands of different mock-ups with any design that you have. They have things for mugs, sweatshirts, t-shirts, bags, pretty much any print-on-demand product you can think of. They have hundreds of different mock-ups for that. There are some ways to find free mock-ups online that are free to use for print-on-demand purposes, but Placeit is just super easy to use and definitely worth it if you even just generate a couple sales a month from the traffic you're going to be getting from using those mock-ups. If you are interested in checking it out, I will have it linked below. If you choose to use that link, that does support me. With your designs that you've come up with, you need to create 9 or more lifestyle mock-ups of a bunch of different models wearing your designs. So think about the target demographic that you are trying to reach and come up with models and mock-ups that are going to look a little bit similar to those. Before you do anything else, I think you should post your first 9 mock-up photos just so that your feed looks a little bit more full. If you are a very new Instagram account, sometimes Instagram gets a little leery of accounts that post a bunch of photos right away, so consider spacing out those a few hours apart and just posting 3 at a time, waiting an hour or two, posting 3 more, and then later posting those last 3. Now, these are the steps that are actually going to start bringing you actual customers and traffic to your Instagram page, inevitably leading them to the link in the description where they can visit your Etsy shop, Amazon page, or other print-on-demand platform. The first thing you want to do is look in the niche that you're targeting and find 30 relevant hashtags related to that niche. If you can't quite find 30, just find as many as you can that you think would be good. So for this bread baking niche, I might put something like bread bakers, homemade bread, traditional bread making, anything like that that I think people who are in that bread making field are going to look at and find inspiration from. Hashtags definitely play less of a role on social media, especially Instagram, as they used to, but I still find that I get a little bit of traffic when I do use them, so I think it's a step you don't want to skip out on. The next step is where things are really going to start to take off for you, and this is you are going to want to look in those relevant niches and hashtags that you found for yourself and interact with other accounts in that niche. So I don't mean just spam following a bunch of people that have tagged their photos with hashtag breadmaker, but going into their profile, liking 3 photos and leaving 1 genuine comment on their profile, and then giving them a follow. You can do this with up to 50 accounts a day, and while it is time consuming, I have found that when you actually engage with these accounts, you definitely have the best chance for them coming back to your account and interacting with your items. After several days or even a few weeks of doing this, you should have generated a bunch of genuine followers that are actually interested in the niche that you are targeting. While you do have your first 9 photos posted, I would be creating at least 2 new mock-ups and posting those with a great caption every single day to make sure that your photos are in front of the most eyes. To take it even a step further, you can also post photos in your stories with direct links to the product that you want people to click on and purchase. Using this method, I have gained a lot of sales that I have funneled from my Instagram account to my Etsy or Amazon profiles. And then once those do start getting those first sales that I have driven to them, those products have actually really started to rank organically, and then I get a lot more traffic from the actual site that I didn't even have to work for. This strategy is a little bit of work, but it is definitely a great way to get your products in front of more eyes, especially if you are creating a big niche brand that you do want to continue designing for a long time. This is a wonderful strategy to use. The next social media platform has helped a ton of people make thousands of sales and grow huge groups of people that are genuinely interested in the types of product that they are selling, and that's Facebook. Facebook definitely is going to be a lot more work than doing something on Instagram, but this could potentially make you a lot more profit and build you up a consistent stream of customers that are going to purchase from you day after day. Once again, this group that you are going to be creating on Facebook is going to be centered around the niche that you are going to be creating for. But with Instagram, you could get away with doing a niche you weren't as familiar with. If you are going to be creating a dedicated Facebook group, this really needs to be something that you are knowledgeable about or willing to spend a lot of time researching and learning about to be able to have the most effect with this type of group. I'll continue with my bread making example for a niche. So for a Facebook group, instead of creating something that is going to be a brand or a boutique like we did on Instagram, for this page, you are generally just creating a type of resource that people interested in bread are going to be coming to. Or you can create something like a page just for people who are generally love baking bread and are interested in that topic. So you might call this something like Bread Lovers United or Bread Bakers of the Midwest. And on this page, you can share multiple different things. Well, on Instagram, 100% of your posts were basically promoting the products that you sell on your store. On a Facebook group, you are going to be putting 90% of your posts geared towards things that have nothing to do with the products that you sell, and only 10% of your posts are going to mention the products and link out to those. Like on Instagram, those 10% of posts that you're going to do can be mock-ups using something like Place It. So you can do lifestyle shots, or you can even do a really great flat lay of a product, something that's really going to showcase what your item is on a person or a style that's really going to fit with the niche you're trying to target. So what is this 90% of content even going to be about? For something like this bread baking niche, you could share bread baking memes, bread making jokes, you could share helpful resources for people, common questions that people have about bread baking, what are some of your favorite recipes. For any niche, think about things that you could do. I've seen pages for nurses do super well that are almost 100% just memes and jokes, but where the magic happens is in that 10%, you are going to be creating really great products that people in that niche are interested in and would be interested in buying. About every 10th post, you could post a picture of a t-shirt that has something about bread making on it and then link to where they can purchase that. And I have seen people have great success because they've created this audience that's really interested and really passionate about their niche, for example, bread making, and they definitely want to buy products that are in that niche. You don't want this to seem like it is just a store. You really want it to be a place of value that people are going to be interacting in and engaging in and staying in this group. I have seen some of these Facebook groups that are promoting print on demand products really take on a life of their own and grow to 10,000, 20,000, or 50,000 members just out of nowhere because they've capitalized on a group of people that is really interested in talking about what they are interested in. The hardest part is going to come in finding your initial audience. That is why I think it is super important to actually pick something you're knowledgeable about and are interested in, because chances are if you are, you have at least a few people that you're friends with that you can initially invite to join this group and ask them to invite their own friends as well. Additionally, you can also go on other groups that are in this same niche. And while you might have to get approval from the mods to do this, you can also post about your group that talks about similar things that people also might be interested in and get audience that way. If you don't want to go through all the trouble of making your own group and growing your own audience, there is another method that I've seen a lot of people have success with as well on Facebook, and this is being a part of other groups that you are interested in and know about as well, or maybe even some that you're not as interested in. And you will always have to get approval from the mods to do this, but if they aren't already selling a product themselves, you can message them and say, hey, I have these shirts that are really in this niche and I know your audience will love them. Would I be allowed to make a post or comment them on some of the other posts? And a lot of times they will say sure. Sometimes if they have their own products or they really just don't want a lot of outside people commenting, they'll tell you no, and you need to respect that. But there are a lot of these groups that are definitely willing to have you post your items on them as long as you're not doing it often. So ask them how many times you can post. They might say once every other month or once a month, but that is also a great way to drive traffic to your listings, and you didn't have to create the group yourself. Facebook is an amazing tool that print-on-demand sellers are using and generating thousands of dollars of profit from driving audience traffic to their listings. So it's definitely one that you should be checking out and thinking about using in 2023. The last social media platform that I want to touch on definitely has the highest barrier of entry of any of these, is going to be the most time intensive, and might even have a little bit of cost associated with it. but I think the return on investment could be huge for your business, and that is TikTok. Since TikTok is a short form video content platform, unlike the other two, you can't just rely on mock up photos to post on your page. You are going to have to actually create some type of video to post on the platform. There are two different methods you can go about doing this. I think one is definitely more effective than the other, but the first one is actually on Placeit. They have tons of video mock-ups that you can use to place your designs on, and they will have live video generated of someone wearing your shirt, maybe walking or doing an activity. Those are great, but they're very limited in what you would be able to do in the video. And a lot of times people see those and they seem a little bit commercially and they're just gonna skip right past. So I think the best way that you could utilize TikTok for your business is actually going to be getting in front of the camera yourself. Like the Instagram strategy, you are going to be creating a brand for yourself that is somewhat of a boutique. So you can have some of those behind the scenes elements and have yourself be the creator, but you're also going to be on camera. The best strategy I've seen work for this is when people actually order some of their own product and they're gonna try it on and show it off to their audience that is in that niche. You also can leave comments and engage with other people in this similar niche like you did in the Instagram strategy. But the awesome thing about TikTok is it has a way better algorithm than Instagram or Facebook for actually finding new audience that's interested in your stuff. So if you are creating videos that are showcasing your niche specific t-shirts and products, TikTok is hopefully going to do a really good job at bringing you people that are interested in that. If you were doing something like bread making or a niche that you are really knowledgeable in, it wouldn't even be a bad idea to do some TikToks that are talking about the topics that you're interested in that don't even have to do with your shirt. Or another strategy that I've seen do super well is they don't even mention that they sell products, but they just create genuinely interesting TikToks in that specific niche. So it could be about your favorite bread recipe, the history of bread making, and they just always are wearing one of their items of apparel. And a lot of times, if it's a funny joke or something really niche specific and unique that people in that niche will love, they will start commenting, where did you get that? So you can have a link in your bio to your Etsy store or your Amazon page. And when people ask you where you got it from, you can say something like, hey, thanks for asking. I actually have a little Etsy store that I sell some of my bread making designs in. So feel free to check that out. And people love that. So this is definitely by far the most work and you're really gonna have to put yourself out there, but I have seen it do super well and Etsy shops have really exploded just using this method. So I hope that gives you a great idea of the 3 methods that you could use to grow your print-on-demand business and hopefully get some more traffic to your listings that's going to help them rank organically and become best sellers. If you would love to try this but don't even know what niche you would pick or where to start, I'm going to link a playlist of some of the best niches that I know are going to do super well in 2023 and beyond. So watch those videos for some inspiration, and any of those would be a great one to start a niche specific social media page for and really get some traction going. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.